My name is Joy Marquez, and I'm a master's student studying sports psychology at John F. Kennedy University. Today, I'd like to present the cognitive model as one of the theoretical perspectives that sports psychologists may use to understand and work with athletes. The cognitive model places its spotlight on mental processes such as thoughts, attention, attributions, cognitive patterns, perceptions, and memory as creators of an individual's personal reality. As it relates to sports psychology, the cognitive model suggests that an athlete's interpretation of the environment is more powerful than the environment stimulus itself. In this process of thinking, also known as information processing, the athlete actively manipulates environmental input and acts according to his or her internal model of the world. Most of the time, these processing patterns serve to make our thinking efficient. Sometimes, however, they get in the way of accurately and reliably creating information. Because thinking determines feelings and behavior in the cognitive model, when an athlete's basic schemas and automatic thoughts are faulty, problematic behavior and emotions follow. The solution is to change distorted cognitive patterns. Distorted thinking presents itself in many forms. It is predominantly narrow, rigid, egocentric, and selectively biased toward negativity. A rational belief that one rigidly must and should experience life in a specified manner is another common form of distorted thinking. Cognitive plasticity is the belief that thinking processes and established cognitive content can be altered with effort and persistence. It teaches people to use rational thought, logic, and empiricism to recognize and reform distorted thinking. Using the cognitive model, it's appealing to both athletes and coaches due to its basic characteristics of brevity, focus on the present, and educational nature. When using the cognitive model with an athlete, treatment is brief, active, and collaborative, and designed to identify and change distortive cognitive patterns. The athlete and consultant form a team with the aim of initially reducing the client's symptoms to provide the skills necessary to control cognitive processes independent of the consultant. Clients are taught to monitor counterproductive thoughts, recognize the connections among thoughts, fears, and behavior, examine evidence for and against distorted cognitions, and replace distorted cognitive patterns with more reality-based thinking. Cognitive content exists in many forms: polysensory images, language, as well as concepts or symbolic representations of the external world. Emotion, attention, imagery, and mental practice are categorized as components of cognitive theory. Research on the efficacy of cognitive interventions has generally shown them to be effective in controlling anxiety, improving skill level, and coping with recovering from injury. Although cognitive theory began in opposition to behavioral theory, in practice the two theories are compatible and are often employed together in treatment. Combined with behavioral interventions, this is one of the most widely used models in sports psychology. There are several challenges that open the cognitive model to criticism. An athlete who believes the mind and body are separate and independent entities may find the cognitive approach difficult to understand. An athlete who rejects the concept that thoughts can dictate performance will also struggle to improve with this model. Active participation is a high priority. In addition to sessions, athletes may conduct self-report tests, journaling, and other homework which requires extra commitment. Finally, self-awareness may prevent some athletes from proceeding with this model because they are unable to recognize their cognitive distortions or because the process is too uncomfortable or unpleasant in its revelations. I find cognitive theory appealing for practice as a sports psychologist. It focuses on short-term symptom relief from dysfunctional thinking. The collaborative team approach between the consultant and athlete reminds me of our role as a sports psychology Sherpa, leading the client toward improving distortions in thinking and performance, and eventually promoting healthy cognition to achieve the long-term goal of self-sufficiency as the athlete's skill and confidence increases. The cognitive model is direct and focuses on the present to demonstrate early success, is widely accepted in applied practice, and incorporates many of the mental skills and techniques we have studied in this course. I appreciate your kind attention during this presentation on the cognitive model for sports psychology, and I look forward to your feedback.